I love the positive things that come about when people meet each other. Because I've done the work that I've done for so many years, I've met a lot of women who are lonely and sad. And just like you, a lot of men who are really good men who are lonely and sad. And they're lost, not because they're not smart, they're lost just because they have no idea what to do about their loneliness. They have no idea where to go and find somebody. And I meet, every time I travel, literally hundreds and hundreds of women in the exact same place. No idea where to find a guy to get married to, give their love to, or maybe start a family with. And I feel very honored and very privileged to do what I do to help people find each other, and that is the truth. I see things a certain way. It's based on my experience, 17 years, lots and lots of tours. I've seen thousands, and I've seen more people than you could even possibly imagine involved in courtship in this realm. And the information that I give you guys is from the heart. It's meant to be candid. It's meant to throw a bucket of water right at your face so you stop listening to the crap on the internet. There's so much negative stuff on the internet. There's so much negative stuff about international dating on the internet, a great deal of which is just not true. And it's written by men who are in the wrong place and having a bad experience. And one of the toughest things to do for anybody, one of the toughest things for me to do, and anybody, is to look in the mirror and hold that guy 100% accountable for being right or wrong, grounded in reality or delusion. It's that simple. For all of us, one of the toughest and most courageous things any of us do is look in the mirror and say, I gotta hold myself accountable for that silly little idea. What was I thinking? Have you ever asked yourself that? Right? I've done that. You're walking around thinking about a mistake you made or something that didn't go according to expectations, and you're like, what in the world was I thinking, right? That's human. We all do that. I find that there's a lot of negative stuff on the internet that is just in direct contrast to what I see with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people when I travel, which is very, very frequently. So I'm just going to give you the way I see it. You can like it, hate it, love it, leave it. It's all good. If you're meant to listen to my message and respond to it, you will. If my message is not going to make an impact on you, that also, I promise you, is meant to be. But I'm going to give it to you the way I see it, and here it is. 3 lies that you have been told about international dating. Let's clear them up. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when you start talking to people, when you watch the internet, when you're reading stuff on the internet about international dating, about women from Ukraine, men who date them, etc., and you hear stuff that's negative, there's a little bit of truth in pretty much everything out there, a little bit. But you turn into Perry Mason, right? Whenever you're hearing anything that's killing your vibe, you go. Ask questions around it. If nothing else, ask yourself questions around it. Who is this guy? Who was he meeting? What were the circumstances? Interesting that you think you had such a terrible experience and you still want to do another tour. That's interesting. Ask questions. What was involved? What exactly happened? Were the expectations not right? I hate to say it, I've had men who go on tours, they look great, they smell great. I've had guys that go on tours, not so great. Lots of challenges, right? I'm just saying, it's true. So you ask questions. What were the circumstances? What really happened here? Because you'll find sometimes that there's a broader explanation behind what you're reading about. Lies that you have been told about international dating. Right now you're sad and you're lonely and you don't want to be. And I want you to get rid of any of the barriers to finding the girl who's waiting out there right now. She's sitting at home, hoping that somebody will come and find her and give love to her, and that's you.
You go.
But in order to do it, you got to get the cobwebs and the crap out of your head and get focused on the right positive stuff. Number one lie that you've been told about women from around the world is they want out. They want to get the hell out of Ukraine. None of that is true, I promise you. Everywhere you go, people are challenged, and many of them certainly more challenged than many Americans are. I'll tell you what, guys, in my 25 tours to Ukraine, in all of that, I have met so many people, countless people who had a lot less than I have and a lot less than you have, and they were happier than most of the people that I've met. And that is remarkable. We think that because we're on the top of the food chain, everybody, we're reading about this marching group of people trying to immigrate from Central America through Mexico to our border and all that, and that just gets so much publicity on the media, doesn't it? If I got political right now, that would be very eye-opening, but I'm not going to do that. But the point is, that's all we hear about from our news. Everybody wants to come to America. Nobody's happy anywhere else. Nowhere else is special and interesting, right? And it's completely not true. And anybody out there who's watching me, who's traveled to Eastern Europe here, you know that there are many, many, many people who are perfectly happy where they are. It's just, in this case, there's no guy. Now, there are challenges. They work long hours. They don't get paid a lot of money. They barely make enough to get by. But they learn how to survive. They learn how to handle money. They don't bury themselves in debt like we do here in America to get what they want. They just learn to live without, and they choose to be happy without as many material things as many Americans have. The idea that women just want to get away from their families and their friends, a world where they have status and control, work that they can do and understand and earn a little bit at, the fact that they want to leave all of that behind and come to America where they can't speak the language many times, can't work right away, don't know anybody except you and your family, however nice that may be, have no friends. Challenges, guys. Lots and lots of challenges, right? So the fact that women are dying to get out of their country, trying so hard, and this is why they're here, trying to get out of their country is a joke. And quite frankly, if you tell any of the women that you would consider living in their country if the two of you got married, you'll find that most of them would be incredibly happy. Unfortunately, that's not the truth for most of you, so don't tell a lie. But I'm just saying that is one of the biggest myths about women all over the world. So the motivations differ from culture to culture, but it all comes down to one thing. They want to meet a life partner who will give them love, who will receive their love, and who will support and love and nurture them. And in many cases, that is just a hard thing to find. It's not hard in this culture for women to meet such a guy. I'm sure a number of women would disagree with that, but it's not hard in our culture for women to meet the right man.
You go.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new. Check out our website at